Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Canto 1, Chapter 2, Shloka 2. Suta Uvacha Yam Prabrajantamanyupetamapeta Dvaipayano Virakakadara Ajuhava Putredi Tanmayataya Taravobhinedu Tam Sarvabhuda Hridayam Munimanatosmi. Suta, our Suta Muni. Uvaja, said. Yam, whom. Pravrachantam means while going away for the renounced order of life. Anupetam, without being reformed by the sacred thread, that is Punul. Apeta, not undergoing ceremonies like Upanayanam. Krityam, prescribed duties. Dvaipayana, that is the Vyasadeva's name. Viraha, separation. Katara, being afraid of. Ajuhava, exclaimed. Putra iti, O my beloved son. Tat mayataya, being absorbed in that way. Tarava, all the trees. Abhinedu responded, Tam, on unto him. Sarva, all. Bhuda, living entities. Hridayam, heart. Muni, sage. Ananta asmi, offer obeisances. Suda uvaja yam prabrajantamanyupetamapeta dvaipayano virakakadara ajuhava putredi tanmayataya taravobhinedu tam sarvabhuda hridayam munimanatosmi. Shri Suta Uvaja, so Suta Muni said, Let me offer my respectful obeisance unto the great sage Shukadeva Goswami, who can enter the hearts of all. When he went away to take up the renounced order of life called the sannyasa, leaving home without undergoing reformation by the sacred thread or the ceremonies observed by the higher caste, his father, Vyasadeva, fearing separation from him, cried out, O my son! Indeed, only the trees which were absorbed in the same feelings of separation echoed in response to the bereaved father. Suta uvacha yam prabrajantamanyupetamapeta dvaipayano virakakadara ajuhava putredi tanmayataya taravobhinedu tam sarvabhuda hridayam munimanatosmi. The institution of Varna and Ashrama prescribes many regulative duties to be observed by its followers. Such duties enjoin that a candidate willing to study the Vedas must approach a bona fide spiritual master and request acceptance as his disciple. The sacred thread, that is the Punul, is the sign of those who are competent to study the Vedas from the Acharya or the bona fide spiritual master. Sri Shukadeva Goswami did not undergo such purificatory ceremonies because he was a liberated soul from his very birth. Generally, a man is born as an ordinary being, and by the purificatory process, he is born for the second time. When he sees a new light and seeks directions for spiritual progress, he approaches a spiritual master for instructions in the Vedas. The spiritual master accepts only the sincere inquirer as his disciple and gives him the sacred thread called Punul. In this way, a man becomes twice born or a Dvija. After qualifying as a Dvija, one may study the Vedas, and after becoming well versed in the Vedas, one becomes a Vipra. A Vipra or qualified Brahmana thus realizes the absolute and makes further progress in spiritual life until he reaches the Vaishnava stage. The Vaishnava stage is postgraduate status of a Brahmana. A progressive Brahmana must necessarily become a Vaishnava, for a Vaishnava is a self-realized learned Brahmana. Shuka Muni was a Vaishnava from the beginning. Therefore, there was no need for him to undergo all the process of the Varnashrama institution. Ultimately, the aim of Varnashrama Dharma is to turn a crude man to a pure devotee of God, Lord, or a Vaishnava. Anyone, therefore, who can become a Vaishnava accepted by the first class Vaishnava or Uttama Adhikara Vaishnava is already considered a Brahmana, regardless of his birth or past deeds. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted his principle and recognized Sri Haridasa Thakura as the Acharya of holy name, although Thakura Haridasa appeared in Mohammedan family. In conclusion, Shukamuni was born in a Vaishnava and therefore Brahmanism was included in him. He did not have to undergo any Upanayana ceremonies. Any low-born person like a Kirata, Huna, Andhra, Pulinda, Pulkasa, Abhira, Shumba, Yavana, Kasha, or even lower can be delivered to the highest transcendental position by the mercy of Vaishnavas. Shukamuni was the spiritual master of Sri Sutamuni, who therefore offers his respectful obeisances unto Shukamuni before he begins his answers to the question of the sages in the Naimisharanya. सूद उवाच यं प्रव्रचन्तमनुपेतमपेतकृत्यं द्वैपायनो विरककादर आजुहाव पुत्रेदि तन्मयतया तरवोऽभिनेदु तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिमानतोऽस्मि श्रीहरे नमः गोपिका जीवनस्मरणं गोविन्द गोविन्द